Hello everyone and welcome here on the 22nd video tutorial. My name is Paul, and if you are new here, please subscribe to my channel right now and give like if you will see the video useful for you. Today I will talk about the seed quality and the statistics. The seed quality is part of the display section that I described on the previous video tutorial, and it is also part of the analyzer, one of the tools in the analyzer. And today I will describe it in detail, the control panel plus the graphs for the statistics and the quality as well. Before I start, let me jump into the user guide as usual and see what it says. So we can go directly to the functions, and here is chapter about the display that I talked last time, but in detail we can go directly to the analyzer and jump into the seed quality. So in fact the seed quality is computation that says how close the generator inside the gene is to the generated numbers in the real lottery, how close the statistics of this generator is to the drawing machine of the real lottery. And I can describe it in best way in the graph. So we have the graph where we have on the vertical line the frequency, how often each number was drawn, or the ball, from the drawing machine and from the gene generated, and on the horizontal line there is a number of balls. For example, here we have 10 balls from 1 to 10, and at first we have the game statistics that is represented by the dark blue, and this we can obtain from the website of the lottery. And the second is statistic of the generator inside the gene, so this is the frequency of generated numbers. For example, number 1 was generated 10 times from the gene, and also it was drawn 10 times. And then what I calculate is the deviation between the frequency for the lottery and the frequency of the generator inside the gene. And here we have the same frequency, it was drawn 10 times, and in the gene it was generated 10 times. So 10 minus 10 is 0, so the deviation is equal to 0. But in other cases, for ball number 2, it was more drawn than generated, and we have here also some deviation. The deviation can be plus or minus. And then what I will do is that I will assume all the deviations for every ball from 1 to 10 and get the sum which is equal to the quality of the seed. In our case it is the number 24, and the same is for the quality for the seed 2 for the draw number 2, and it is relevant only in case the lottery has 2 drawing machines. Then in the exact time when the output box with the best result or the last best result is printed, then the relevant quality is also printed right here for the draw 1 and draw 2, or actually for the seed 1 and seed 2. In case, as I said, if the lottery has only 1 drawing machine, there will be only seed 1 and no seed 2. Let's talk a little bit about the control panel. So at first, during the primary setting, we should select this checkbox that we will enable the computation, because after the primary settings it is disabled or not accessible, and we are not able to activate it during the generation. So as I said in the previous video tutorial, you have to activate it during the primary settings, and then you can decide during the generation if you will run the computation or not, so when it's on or off. Finally, here you can display it all the time or it's up to you during the generation. The last button, as I presented on the previous video tutorial and it was done by mistake, I said it is the reset button, but it's not true, it was my mistake. In fact, it is the print button, that I can print the computation right now, so I can print the latest known value. And it is useful mainly when you disable all the monitoring and online displaying the values, and from time to time you want to see the values. So it allows you to switch off the display and monitoring, and from time to time you can activate it, and it allows you to keep fast the generation. Also, you don't need to care about it, because when you end the whole generation, the last calculated values are printed into the quality cell, and also the graphs are updated as well, so you know the last relevant values. And it's all what I can say about it from the user guide. And now let's see how it works in the gene directly. So we have it activated during the primary settings. I can do the primary settings but before I move on, I will jump into the games sheet where are all the presets, and I need to point one thing. Then there are the statistics for the draw 1, and in case we have lottery with 2 drawing machines, you have a statistics also for the draw 2. Also, some lotteries have the statistics are missing. In case the statistic is missing, the computation of quality is not possible. And I also said in the tutorial number 8, where you can create your own preset, that to fill in the statistics is only optional. You don't need to do it when you want to run the generation, but if you want to run the quality computation, then you should fill it in. And let me show you one example. So we are doing the primary settings, so I select these mega millions where is the statistics is missing, and I will create the filter input and output boxes. At this moment it is activated, but you will see soon that all will be disabled, and it's just about that you will not be confused and you know what happened. So we can wait a little time before it's printed and all the interface is adjusted. And now you see it was completely disabled and you are not able to use it. Also, in case you have lottery only with one drawing machine, that this field is empty, then this one, even it's checked here, will be disabled as well, so the quality for the seed 2 will not be possible calculate, and it has logic. Now let me show example that will work. So we will activate it again and make primary setting, and for that reason I decided to choose one lottery from Canada. It's called Daily Grant, and I need during primary settings to check these that it will be available. Mainly these two only. These ones can be checked on and off during the generation. So these two I have, and I will start the settings. And you see this is lottery with 2 drawing machines, where are in the first machine 49 balls, and in the second drawing machine there are only 7 balls. And according to these values, the graphs will be updated as well. So there will be 49 numbers and here will be 7 numbers. Here in the vertical line is the frequency, how often the number was drawn or generated, and this we will see when we run the gene after these settings. So you see we have here now 49 balls and 7 balls for the second draw. In advance I prepared the previous numbers from the draws and I will copy them directly into the input box. And start the generation. And we see first thing that it's filled in. At first we have with the dark color there is the statistics corresponding to the real lottery, how often each number was drawn. For example, number 1 was drawn nearly almost 20 times and other were drawn in different frequency. Then there is how often each number was generated by the gene. It means that at this moment number 1 and 2 was not generated at all, number 4 was not generated, and number 5 was generated more than 30 times. And the same is relevant also for the draw number 2. We can also see the statistics for the generated are by the pink color, and finally we can see the aqua color, or I will call it light blue, and this is the deviation between the statistics of the real lottery and the statistics of our gene, how often each number was generated. And then these deviations are assumed, and at this moment the value is equal, the sum is 123 for the seed quality number 2, and quality for seed number 1 is 130. I will run it and you can see that the statistics of the lottery is still the same, it's not changing, it's like a master characteristic, and then all the time it is changing, but after longer time it will get more even, because in fact the random number generator inside gene is more even, as there is much more often the numbers are generated. So you can see how this lottery statistic is stable, but the statistics of our gene is changing, and the same thing is happening right here. I can also see one thing what you can observe, that the quality is still reduced. Now we have 40, 38, 29, 27, and it's dropping down as it's getting more and more even. And there is a one rule, so the quality is higher in case or when the number is lower, and the highest quality can be 0. It means that the statistics of the lottery is equal with the statistic of the generator of our gene. So that's the aim, but you will observe that after some time the number will get more stable and will iterate around some value, for example around 10 or 3, depends how the statistics looks like. Also, to have more even characteristics, is good to use the statistics from the beginning of the lottery, having higher values like we have here. For example, this one is Cash 5 Virginia. We have about 2000 values, and you can see every number was nearly drawn almost around 2000. If you have lottery with lower statistics, you can see there are big differences than with higher values. So the statistics is optimal to take it from the beginning of the lottery, from the time it was created or started. So I can run it, and to keep the generation fast, I will switch off all the display and online monitoring. So now it's not updated, and for that reason I have here this print button, so I can, and you see it changed, and also the value changed as well, and here it's changed as well, and you can see that the statistics of our gene is getting more even than the statistics of the real lottery, and it is relevant for the first and second draw as well. Also the quality is increasing when the value is higher and higher. You can also see if we have the best result number 8, we see the quality is equal to the Q20 and Q16, and it's now relevant for these two. If I switch on this, you can see here is this quality, so it iterated to this value. It can change slightly during time, but not so much. I can switch it off also, and when it's off, if we get a new result, new best result, there will not be any value. It will be like this, that it will be off and off. So for that relevant event or output box in the relevant time, there was no computation for the quality, so there will be off like this. As I mentioned before, when I end the generation, then all will be updated with the last calculated values. One thing I would like to point out is that the quality computation is a good tool to analyze your best results and to decide which one to take it, because you can see how close the generated numbers from gene are to the numbers drawn in the lottery. But on the other hand, it doesn't influence the generation and the results at all, so you don't need to use it, but it's good to use it if you have, for example, 2 good results, or that it can help you if it is good to choose this best output result and to select the numbers on your ticket. So this is some kind of the support tool. I think that's all what I can say about the seed quality and the statistics. So thank you for watching and your attention. If you missed something, just replay it. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel and give like if you will see the video useful for you. Provide your feedback, comments, join us on the Facebook page and groups, follow the links in the description, and see you next time on the 23rd video tutorial, where I will describe the last function that is also the part of the display and one tool of the analyzer, and it is called proof. So stay tuned and have a good time.